Newburgh.
This is Arts Alive. I'm Lynda Phillippi, and my guest today is Marion McMuldren, and she lives in Newburgh, is an artist, owns a gallery, and is here to talk about a fabulous new project that you've got going on. So welcome, Marion.
Thank you very much. And we're all excited to be here, but we have been thinking about art during COVID. My studio got its occupancy permit the week Governor shut Oregon down. So it's been an interesting sort of kind of an adventure, lots of small experiments, a few people at a time, you know, for munchies and bites. And I'm actually really proud of how well we have done. Only once did someone leave with only buying one piece.
Wow.
So to me, that's a measure of success, especially during COVID.
And where is your gallery?
It is 3 doors down from the Cultural Center parking lot.
Oh, perfect. Okay,
on
great.
Sherman.
Okay.
So very convenient, lots of parking.
In Newburgh.
In Newburgh. But I've always believed you achieve success as a group.
Sure.
And it's also a lot more fun because making art can be very lonely. So we have done things as a group, paralleling the Cultural Center's schedule. Well, we have senior artists stay. We did something for the Lavender Festival, where we had 8 artists in at one time.
Nice.
Something for everyone. And, you know, mildly successful, but again, it's all during COVID and the masks. And art can be scary. So I also pair restyled old jewelry, and I mean old stuff, because that's much less scary. And we're in a remodeled home, so it is a home-like atmosphere.
Nice. Okay.
People can come in, they have fridge rights.
Oh.
So it's kind of, make it fun, get familiar with it, go ahead and touch it, you can't hurt it. So Amy, who is the founder and board president of the Geezer Gallery, which only has artists who are 60 and over, what a great opportunity. And it is a nonprofit, 501c3. All of the profits from their sales go to support art therapy programs for Alzheimer's patients.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And low-income seniors.
Sure.
So we got together, and they're headquartered downtown, and they show art in law offices, banks. I've actually sold artwork out of the gallery windows along the Max train. I mean, how cool is that?
Okay, so now when you're talking about the Geezer Gallery,
the Geezer Gallery,
that's in downtown Portland? Oh, okay.
Well, but now Portland is kind of changed greatly.
Right.
The law office and the banks are still holding their meetings via Zoom, so the artwork is not being seen.
Okay.
So they don't have foot traffic either. So we got together and said, you know, we need to do something to highlight art is really cool. It's a wonderful addition to any home. It's not scary. Original art, you will love more than 3 identical paintings from a certain gallery that begins with a letter. It's just different. It brings up everything that you put on the wall with that piece. So we were thinking, how do we get visibility? And especially because the art therapy programs ground to a halt. They did a little bit via Zoom, but it's not the same as face-to-face.
No, and I mean, I know I've got friends who live in, you know, elder residential facilities. They were pretty much confined to their rooms. Meals on trays, you know, I mean, they were
very
really isolated. Yes,
so,
horrible.
Add to that anything under the dementia umbrella, like Alzheimer's. That was a tough time for them.
Trying to keep people safe, but yet you don't want them to lose what they've got left in terms of social skills and interactions.
And I just thought there are very few of us who are ever going to get through life without a brush with Alzheimer's or dementia. If it's hopefully not you or me, a family member, a good friend.
Sure.
And it's a draining process.
It is.
So to be able to bring art therapy, it not only is good for the patient, it's good for the staff to see something different coming on, and they get the sense that someone's there to help them as well. But the family, to say, Graham made this, isn't this cool?
Right.
So it really is a win-win, because they're taking seniors who are not always top of the list for gallery openings, but incredibly, they have some talent. I'm amazed. I'm honored to be one of them. But it really is, like the News Register said, elders helping elders.
I love it.
So it's a real win. And it is a nonprofit that I think a lot of people can identify with.
So you're bringing that Geyser Gallery concept to your gallery?
Yes.
In Newburgh?
What we did is they curated us down to 9 artists whose work was very different but complemented well. And James Nelson had taught me gallery style hanging is the most popular. So the Geyser Gallery asked these artists who normally work very large to create series of smaller paintings. For a number of reasons. It fits in houses. So many people love a piece, but they don't have the wall space. Right. A lot of people have followed artists for years, but they can't necessarily afford one of their larger pieces. And oh my gosh, here's a piece that is well within my price range. And I can buy a collection when they're in series. So we got this concept, these artists got to work, and they produced just amazing work in their signature styles.
Sure.
Most artists have many styles. And we divvied up the space. Everybody had like a feature area, but we also combined art to show people that, you know, it really doesn't stress you out. Just go ahead and do what makes you feel good. Do what makes you happy. So we decided to do it for 2 months, so people had time to come back and look. And especially if you're just starting out with original art and want to collect a piece, you need to think about it. You need to take measurements. You need to take pictures. And that's where we really want to be. We want to do the nonprofit, but we also want to get people back comfortable buying original art and having fun with it.
I love it.
So we sent out emails. I'm an email person. Facebook challenges me. But we contacted everyone we could around the Portland metro area and said, come out to wine country. Spend the day, go tasting, have a bite to eat, and finish your evening with our opening night.
I love it.
And they did.
I love it.
And people had a ball. We had people from North Portland, Southeast Portland, West Lynn, and people enjoyed themselves. It was something different.
I think that's great.
And you know, the Portlanders got to see an area with less plywood on the outside, but a lot of people hadn't thought of coming to wine country even for a day. It's not just for out-of-towners. It's a great spot for locals.
It's funny because I've lived in McMinnville now 35 years, and lots of friends in Portland and other places, and this is what you hear: oh my God, McMinnville, it's so far. It's like, far from what? You know,
there's hardly any traffic lights.
Well, you know, there's not a direct freeway that gets you here with a quick off-ramp, but it's a beautiful area. It's like, it's wine country. Who doesn't love wine country?
It's scenery. It's not gray and glass buildings. So come out and experience that slice. And
so that's been popular then?
Yes. Yes. We got rave reviews, but then it rained and it rained and it rained.
Yeah.
And you know, then we had snow and ice and the weather. But we are continuing on with this fundraiser through the end of January. 50% of every item goes directly to the Geyser Gallery's art therapy programs.
I love it.
They're all volunteers.
I love it.
50% goes to the artist because we do need to buy art supplies.
Sure.
My husband mentioned paying the electric bill too, but
well, there's that.
We'll leave that off to the side. But we need to make a living.
Absolutely.
I'm thrilled to death to have a space in galleries that really serve a purpose. And we'll continue to do so. And the opening night, we raised enough to start the art therapy program in Yamhill County.
I think that's great.
So that was quite an accomplishment.
You know, one of the things that I love about what you just said, this is what I really love about that, is that yes, sometimes people are maybe reticent to buy art, even though they're not traveling. In theory, they've probably got more income, lots of things. But what I love is how many people are willing to support a fundraiser for a worthy cause, whether it's, you know, for the dementia patients, or whether it's for animals or children, or whatever it is. It's like how people will open their heart and their wallets.
We are a very charitable nation.
We are.
We are.
Absolutely.
I think, and communicating that it exists is the tough part. And so that's what this opportunity does.
As opposed to like a one night, you know, soup event or something. It's like, oh shoot, I would have gone, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
This is, okay, you've got some time.
We're still open. We're still open.
Yeah.
And it's a connection to do something like this as opposed to the social media sites, because it's a little bit more real. And you have
IRL,
a sense.
in real life.
Oh, is that what that means? God, I didn't know. I'm so far behind. My Facebook came up in French for weeks because my cat hit a button and I did not know what to do.
Oh my.
But it's important to connect with the artist. And you cannot always get to do that.
No.
So an event like this where the artist will come in. And also, if there is a particular artist that someone wants to meet that's at the studio, I can give them a call, and I'm sure if not, if they're traveling someplace, they'd chat by phone. And again, and it's pretty standard in the art world, if you take a piece home and it just doesn't look like you thought, we take it back.
Sure.
You want to walk in a room and say, I love that.
You know, one of the things that I learned, and you mentioned James Nelson, and one of the things I learned from him, he said, you know, you can take this and try it. You know, I know where you are. I can find you. You know, it is, no. Or, oh my gosh, I absolutely love it. I shouldn't spend the money, but oh my gosh, I absolutely love it. So I think it can go both ways.
It can go both ways.
Sure.
And I think the art world has been always accommodating, and I think it's important for that to continue.
I do too.
It's part of the really less stress environment that we want to get back to. So
more like person to person, sort of old-fashioned,
Yeah.
just that service piece where you feel like you're connecting with real humans. That's as much a part of the experience as having the beautiful piece of art that you own then forever.
yeah, and then once you own it, you start to see in it, I think, more and more and more every time you look at it.
I think you're right.
And a lot of artists don't name it because they don't want to plant something.
Of seed, right.
They want the owner to take that piece where they want to go.
Just like do your own personal interpretation. Let me just ask you, since we're almost out of time, if you'll just reiterate the particulars about finding you and becoming a part of this fundraiser.
We are located in a aqua and purple renovated 1914 cottage.
Okay.
306 East Sherman Street.
Newburgh.
In Newburgh. 3 doors down from the Cultural Center parking lot side.
Perfect. Okay, great.
Corner of Washington and Sherman. My phone number is everywhere.
Okay.
I'm sure they can call here
Sure.
and give me a text. I live right behind the studio.
Okay.
Right now we are open 12 to 6 every day but Wednesday.
Okay.
But I can basically crawl there. Maybe not in the mud.
I love it.
But yeah, no,
Okay.
flexibility is it, especially for this fundraiser. It's way more than me and my success at stake here.
Well, Marion, thank you very much for being here today. And I
Thank
wish you a lot of success with this and whatever you come up with in the future. So thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.